All your favorite wrestling shows rolled into one. Welcome to the We Book It podcast. Let's start the show.
Yeah. Welcome in, everybody, to another episode of the We Book It podcast. I am your host only for tonight. I am not the official host of this show. Those duties starting next week will be handed over to my brother from another mother, Big Daddy C. But for tonight, we react to the Raw After Mania, and I have the best damn co-host with me to talk about the Raw After Mania. Of course, I have my brother from another mother, the future host of the Raw Dogg Monday night. That's right, that man, Big Daddy C.
Yo, what's happening? Pretty solid show tonight. Wasn't too much to write home about, but I think it was a lot better than last year's Raw After Mania. I'll tell you that.
And of course, we got that man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Sertraline himself, Mr. Purpleline himself. That's right. We got Lemon Pepper Stepper, Mr. Teddy Long.
What's going on, Book It family? Pretty solid show, like Big Daddy C said. Ready to dig and dive into this and talk about Raw After Mania.
Raw After Mania, everybody, we know is one of the best shows usually of the years when the crowd is usually the hypest. This kind of started around like 2013, 2014, where the Raw crowd after Mania would just go nuts. And it was a lot of time it begins a reset for WWE. Like I said, I was watching the end of ESPN yesterday, and one of the things Miz said was our season is now over, but guess what? A brand new season starts tomorrow. There's no days off in WWE, so we're literally starting a brand new season. And right here on the We Book It show, we also are starting a brand new season. I'm excited for the changes that are coming. You guys will see what I'm talking about as the weeks unfold. However, at the same time, I'm excited for the changes WWE is making because it looks like a lot of brand new faces. We saw on Monday Night Raw some new feuds potentially starting, some new things happening, and it all got me excited. It felt fresh. It felt new. How overall did the show feel for you guys? Go ahead, Big Daddy. See you first.
Yeah, I definitely agree. It felt fresh. It didn't feel like there was any like continuation of like a majority of the feuds, maybe, in regards to the Finn shit, but for the most part, it seemed like a lot of people getting, opportunities. You got people from NXT getting called up or semi-called up per se. And then you got, a lot of people switching shows, got a little interactions here and there between former rivals. So you saw a little bit of everything throughout this show. So it was pretty decent to see.
What about you? What do you think, Teddy Long?
I was feeling the call-ups. I felt like it was super heavy NXT call-up and not really the moments like having like Paige get to talk, since she's, a freshly women's champion. We had to listen to Liv Morgan's loud ass mouth, and
she got a big ass mouth, don't she? And that laugh,
bro, all time. All I could think of is Brittany Wilson, but but other than that, man, and then the show was good. I'm, how I feel about it for this weekend when it comes to Rhea, so I'm not really happy about segments she's on right now. But other than that, I mean, it's a rekindling of some feuds from NXT, but bringing it to the main roster spectacle. So I'm curious to see what happens.
Fair enough. Well, let's get down to. Oh, I'm sorry. What'd you say?
I was going to say, I'm going to Ethan Page with the IC title soon.
Oh yeah. So I wouldn't hate that. He's earned it. He has earned it. We'll get to that in a segment, but I have a lot to say about Ethan Page. All right, so this was the show after Mania, which WWE used as a fresh start to signal what's next for the rest of the year. Like Roman Reigns and Liv Morgan emerged as new champions. Page made a return to win tag gold with Brie Bella, and Oba Femi defeated Brock Lesnar before he seemingly retired from WWE by leaving his gloves and shoes in the ring. So as expected, Raw opened with the video recapping WrestleMania 42 this past weekend. When we went live into the arena, Oba Femi's music hit. He stood silently with a serious look on his face as the crowd chanted his name over and over. When he tried to speak, the crowd chanted even louder, so he waited a moment to let them finish. He simply said, "The ruler has arrived," before dropping the mic and doing his signature pose. Short and sweet right there for Oba Femi. He's over like Rover. Everybody already knew this, but again, this segment is basically Roman Reigns' version of "It's my yard now." But on the upside, everybody actually liked and enjoyed that Oba Femi won. Unlike
we enjoyed Oba's part. You know.
Mm-hmm.
What did you guys think of this opening segment?
Oh, I enjoyed it. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Steve.
Okay. No, I enjoyed it, man. I know I know Devin Tank was saying, some segment, right? I'm like, it's not much he needs to say. I'm like, he said what he had to say last night. So like, hey, it is what it is. Like, this guy was former 2 or 3 time NXT champion, was dominant as you can possibly be, probably the most dominant NXT champion in history, and he just defeated Brock Lesnar in quick fashion. And so ain't much shit he needs to say. He said a lot of shit even post match. He said he coming out to Roman by the end of the year. So we gonna see some good. I don't know who he gonna feud with until then, but they gonna put they're gonna put the rocket on him all year. So we'll see who he faces throughout the year. I wouldn't mind seeing him versus Gunther. That'd be a good ass match.
I was thinking that. I was thinking that.
So yeah, that's all I gotta say.
Which we'll talk about Gunther in a little bit, but
I honestly, like, his segment didn't need to say much. Like, and truthfully, I felt like the Roman Reigns "this is my yard" moment was him, like, because his ass froze and he couldn't think of shit. He couldn't think of his lines and shit, and he just had to do that shit and drop the mic. Like, because we done seen that nigga choke on the motherfucking mic before he became who he is on the mic now. Like, that nigga just made a tremendous change. But yeah, I don't know who he will feud with, but it's gonna be over show real soon.
Listen, I mean, it's happening right before our eyes, and I don't lie to you guys. I don't hate it. I don't hate it at all. I'm actually very thrilled that Oba Femi is getting all of the love and respect that he so rightfully deserves. All right, we move right along.
Are you cool with the walk now? I said, are you cool with his
no. Still hate that walk. Still hate it to this day, to this very moment. To this day.
Hey, you can hate it. Hey, you can hate it to this day. You can hate it to this day, but that motherfucker had 40,000 plus.
Man, doing that shit. Stall him out, man. Hey, man.
Stall him out, Debo.
Anyway, next up, Rhea Ripley and Iyo Sky were out first for a tag team match player against Asuka and Kairi Sane. Sky and Sane started the action with a lockup. They spent a couple of minutes having a nice exchange before Ripley and Asuka tagged in. Cool to see that them go right into a wrestling match after this. Again, like I said, this was an intense battle of strikes. The Pirate Princess took out Ripley with a huge elbow from the top rope to the floor to send us to the break. We get back from break. Like I said, it was great to see that this match is still going, because this weekend we got a bunch of a bunch of quick matches, but they gave this some time. This wasn't rushed. The chemistry between these 4 women was well established. They had no trouble putting on a great match here. And obviously, of course, Rio ended up defeating the Kabuki Warriors. But remember, and we'll talk about this in a segment later on in the show, but now Iyo Sky is on her own because, well, Rhea Ripley is the SmackDown champion. She's the WWE Women's Champion, so she's going to SmackDown now full time to defend her title. She will not be on Raw anymore. Iyo is on her own. We will see what she does with that. What did you guys think of this match? And what did you feel?
I'm not gonna say it's a piss break. I actually watched the entire match.
There you go. Good job watching some women's wrestling for once.
Yeah. Well, I'll watch it. It's just I'm selective. But this one was all right. I feel like it was a closing of the chapter with Rio. As Rhea heads back to SmackDown. I'm pretty sure she's gonna get a rematch with Jade. Heading to SmackDown. Yeah, to SmackDown officially. And I'm sure her and Jay gonna run it back, and I'm sure maybe get a little Jordan Grace in there if they decide to give her another opportunity. Who knows? But it was a solid match. Good closure. For this whole thing. Like I said in the group chat, they need to wrap this shit up with Rio and then Kabuki Warriors, and that's what they did. So moving on.
It's what they did. What'd you think, Teddy?
I was over Rhea with the title, so I didn't really care. And to be honest, I'm tired of the Kabuki Warriors, Rhea and Iyo segments. Like it never really served purpose on Raw for real like that, except like when Charlotte and Alexa had the tag titles. But other than that, like that feud never really, it didn't feed nobody. It didn't push no merch. It was just like, it felt like this feud was a filler in a sense. Yeah. But I'm glad that it's over now, because now let's see what happens next,
Yeah, and that's the thing. I don't necessarily know that the feud is over as much as Rhea's involvement in the feud is over, because she has to go over to SmackDown. I still think that they're going to try to do the Asuka Iyo match. I think that's going to happen.
Because they always talk about.
Are you guys okay with that match still happening?
Yeah, how they always talk about how Asuka looked at Iyo as her equal in Japan, right? Anyway. So it's like it would be something that needs to happen. Like it's one of those hey, we need to go ahead and we need to go ahead and make this a thing. We need to go ahead and do this. So
yeah, she might actually be the one to retire Asuka if Asuka looks at her like her equal like that. Would you guys be cool with that if she was the one to retire Asuka? Because Asuka, she don't look like it. Asuka look like she's 25, but that woman's in her 40s, yo.
Yeah, and a mom.
She a mom? I didn't know she was a mom.
I thought so.
Oh,
I don't know. All I know is that it's almost time for her to be taking another break soon, because she does to go home when she can.
Yeah. She better watch out for Christian. Christian Cage love moms, especially if there's no dad around.
I'm sick of you. We are talking WWE.
Hey, listen. Anytime you mention a father or somebody needing a father, like I said, it's always Yeah, I hear Frito's mom better watch out, because I heard he's in need of a father too.
Wow.
So on Monday nights we acting tame now. Oh, okay, I get it, guys.
You brought mamas into it though.
After the break, CM Punk made his way out with no music, no video on the Tron. Some fans chanted his name, some fans booed, and some cheered. He looked around before doing his "It's Clobbering Time" post. His mic hit, and he walked down to the ring without much energy in his steps. He spoke about dealing with a lot of loss over the past 6 months. He mentioned losing his MMA trainer, his dog, and a handful of WWE employees he knew. The crowd cheered as he gave props to people who make the show possible. He said the fans have helped him get through those losses, and losing his title didn't sting as much as losing those friends. He thanked everyone for helping him process his grief. Punk has always been known as a good talker, but there was a sense of genuineness to this conversation. And then as he was getting ready to leave, out comes none other than wrestling has more than one royal family. I don't know why I always say it like that, but anyways, Cody Rhodes comes out. Cody Rhodes comes out, and then Punk joked about going over his promo time, but Rhodes had a serious demeanor when he came out. He said he expected a different reaction from him after losing his title. Punk said he doesn't feel like a loser, which seemed like a surprise to Cody. Rhodes told Punk he had a WWE title shot waiting for him whenever he wanted. So this segment in itself definitely set up the future. You also see a different side of Cody Rhodes. You guys felt the darkness in Cody Rhodes?
We've been seeing it. I mean, that match he had with Randy, like, when have you ever known Cody to really just attack an injury?
That's true. That's true. What did you guys think of this segment, and are you guys starting to see the turn in Cody Rhodes?
Yeah, when he came out there, it looked like he was drunk as fuck. I was like,
libations.
You're right, yeah. I'm like, yeah, they teasing
in the
it
weekly
for sure.
vodka bus.
Right, yeah. I'm like, they teasing it for sure. I think when this feud happens, I'm pretty sure Cody will be a heel superstar by then. So we'll see how that plays out. We've already seen people switch shows. We'll get into that later. So I wouldn't be surprised if CM Punk ends up, switching shows and goes to SmackDown. So
I don't think there's anything left for him to do on Raw. I mean, now originally you split up him and Drew, so you sent Drew to SmackDown because you wanted to split those two up. But I mean, again, like I said, I don't think there's anything else left for CM Punk to do on Raw, like I said, and with the superstar that we'll talk about later that is seemingly moving over to Raw now, it would behoove them to move CM Punk over to SmackDown. Now, I said this. I think I was talking to one of my other buddies. I said this to him. I was like, I think it's time for CM Punk to head over to SmackDown, especially with AJ Lee seemingly taking a break from wrestling for a while. It's not a bad idea for Punker to move over to move over to Raw. To move over to SmackDown and get some time in over there. What did you think about this, Teddy Long?
Go see first.
He already talked.
Oh, you did all that talking, so hey, you was doing a lot of talking. I was zoned out for a second.
Hey, look, brother, if you don't,
hey, I ain't gonna lie to you. Like you was going for it. You was going for a minute.
Hey, Teddy, did you light one up before the show?
I only one up during the show.
He's like smoking right now.
You said what?
He's smoking right now.
He fired up now. He fired up now.
You're late to the party.
Hey, add Bird to the thing. Like, yeah.
Greetings, everybody. I would like to welcome in to the show for the first time, even though he's in the dark. I don't understand why.
That's creepy ass shit.
Yeah, relax. No, man, I just texted
the boogeyman, and I'm coming to get you.
I'm coming to get you. Man, I just took some melatonin, so that's why I had the lights off and whatnot. But yeah, man, nice to finally be here. So yeah, it's good, fellas. Yes, sir.
But yeah, so we are talking about Cody Rhodes and CM Punk, their interaction on Raw, and the probability of CM Punk potentially moving over to the SmackDown Blue brand, and what that will do for him and what that will do for Cody Rhodes too. I think it'll be good for both of them. What do you think, Teddy Long?
He'll get some good mic time, but honestly, like, if he gonna feud with Cody, it'll definitely accelerate Cody's heel turn that we've been all wanting to see now, even though he's been a good guy for 3 years. So we're all ready to see the heel turn now. But but honestly, I mean, it was a setup for, we're friends, but if you want to shout at the king, come take a shot. So I'm curious to see what happens. It'll be good for him though to go to SmackDown and get off Raw for a second, because we about to get a reverb of bloodline business, and it's gonna feed families again on Netflix. That's all I can say.
Yes, sir. Birdman, what did you think of this segment between Punker and Cody?
Well, I think that's a teaser for your next Mania main event in Saudi. I see like he's one of those things. It's kind of like the opening salvo. Just kind of get a little teaser in there. Don't want to do it right now. Don't want to do it. I don't want to even push it into SummerSlam. I reckon that Punk's probably going to take some time off. Cody's going to still has business with Randy. Still got some business with what do you want to do? I'm figuring that they're going to lease with that program. Probably going to trade the title back a couple of times. Probably have a blow off at SummerSlam. And then maybe if you still want to tell that story with Cody slowly losing his mind, turning heel as we go into next year, late into Mania, where you have that proper feud with Punk, because we already know Punk's going to get more than the lion's shares of the cheers. If they even attempted to do a face versus face, it would be a disaster for Cody. So I'm thinking this is the best big money match that this company can make right now.
Okay. All right, and we move on from there. It's we also see a couple of notables sections in the back. Javon Evans told Penta backstage that he is still coming for the IC title. When he does that, Ethan Page is also introduced as the newest Raw superstar. How exciting, guys, for Ethan Page, who is a part of Monday Night Raw now officially.
Suck it, Tony Khan.
Yeah. Ethan Page made his Raw debut this week in a singles bout against Javon Evans that was set up during a backstage segment with Adam Pearce. The announcers reminded us of the history between these two as they started the match. All Ego couldn't seem to get a handle on Evans at first, so he used a dirty tactic in the corner to poke him in the eye. He slowed down the pace and started taking the young OG apart. You could tell Evans was feeling the effects of the ladder match on Sunday, but he still managed to hit some nice high-flying moves. These two have great chemistry that started being developed in NXT, but it came alive here on Monday Night Raw. We will see these two fight a bunch more times in their time in WWE. Rusev came out of nowhere and tried to take Evans out, but the Young OG beat him to the punch. The distraction, though, allowed All Ego Ethan Page to recover and hit his finisher for the win. All Ego allowed Rusev to beat up Evans after he got the win, but Penta then came and made the save. Page returned to help Rusev regain the upper hand, which led to Penta being put in the accolade. And that would end that segment. What did you guys think of this segment? What do you guys think about this being the way that Ethan Page is brought to the main roster? We'll start with you, Big Daddy C.
I enjoyed it, man. Just ever since Ethan Page got to NXT, I've been a fan of his. I didn't really fuck with him like that in AEW, but I guess it was just because of who he was partnered with around that time. But but once he got to NXT, I was like, all right, Ethan Page is pretty solid. And so once he got called up, I was like, all right, now they got something. Now we got something. I know they teased the called up. What was it, last year? He had a couple of matches on Monday Night Raw or SmackDown, one of the two, with Joe Hendry. And but I'm glad he's officially on the main roster now. Definitely think him, Javon Evans, Penta, that'll be a good solid, core to have fighting for the IC title.
What do you think, Teddy Long?
I think it fits him to a T. Like he ain't had to switch up who he is. Like Ethan Page is going to be one of the greatest heels to go down. Like because he will always and forever be a heel with his character. Like you don't see fan favorite, but he's a heel favorite. Like he'll be one of those ones. And this feud for the IC title, like I can see it changing between all four of them over the course of this year. Even with Rusev getting a title run. But yep. It'll be good because Rusev and Penta could actually got a lot of good chemistry together. And it's crazy because they're former AEW guys, and then you got former NXT guys that built their own chemistry. So yep. Like they didn't fought each other before. They didn't have their moments and stuff. So it's good to see that stuff. And then now, but also at the same time, you got 3 former AEW guys that got chemistry. You know, when you split the pie up like that, because even though Ethan Page and Javon got their own from NXT, you know, you got Ethan Page, Penta, and Miro, or now Rusev that had their own. But who was Ethan Page's partner in AEW?
It was him. The bald motherfucker. I forgot his name. SoCal. Yeah.
Kyle Fletcher?
No. Damn, I keep forgetting the motherfucker name.
That's Josh Alexander. Because they were partners. They were partners in TNA, if I recall. We the North. Yeah, I don't want to talk
about We the North.
Yeah, it was that one bald dude, the one bald black guy. I forgot his name, but they were attacked.
Oh, Moose.
No, oh my God.
I'm fucking with y'all. I'm sorry, Claude.
Why did you say why?
Oh,
he said it. He said it.
Man, listen.
I know he didn't.
Man, look, man. See, I have to do it, bro. It is a part of the pod. It has to be done. Okay, that's okay. You will live. That shit taking forever to load up. Never mind. Keep talking.
Before you even start. Hold on. AEW.
Why he's looking at Birdman? What were your thoughts on this segment here between with Ethan Page and how they brought him out and immediately enter him into the Intercontinental title picture? Obviously,
well, you give him a direction right off the bat. With he did everything he could at NXT champion, North American champion. He's been there for almost 2 years, just about. And he got a lot more mileage out of him than what Tony Khan was able to do. So the fact that you have him in a program now with Penta, that'll be a good I think a good feud for Penta. He's still new as a champion. He's only had the title for about 2 months. So I think they'll put the title on Ethan Page off the bat. I don't know, but hey, I think they get some good matches. As for Rusev, at least he won't have to be in catering. You're gonna have him.
Yeah.
You got
Scorpio Sky.
Scorpio. Oh God, Scorpio Sky.
That was the black ball guy that we was teaming with in the AEW.
I almost said Ricochet, but
he's just the latest bald black guy, but I don't know if we really call him black, but it's another topic.
Love our bald black guys, don't we, guys?
Yes, we do.
Hey, come on! I said we love
you can't see me. Just like Moose. I'm sorry, Claude, but I will say,
see. So it's like I said, so you can stop hating on
this.
No,
fuck you. I will, man. We will not be friends if you give me a fucking Moose shirt.
Why? What did Moose ever do to you?
We will not be brothers if he's trash.
Bro, Moose been cold for so long. You are so underappreciating that man.
No, bro. No.
Moose been cold.
Hey, he better than the fucking Bellas.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I mean, that's not saying much. I mean, like that's apples and oranges there.
Look, he may beat women, and he may be a Tessa Blanchard apologist. I mean, that's not really good thing to say, but if he's not trash,
I didn't even know about that. But thanks for telling me that. So it gives me another reason not to fuck with.
No,
There you go. There they go. All right. Next up, y'all, we have Liv Morgan coming out to the ring to celebrate winning the world title from Stephanie Vaquer at WrestleMania. The rest of the Judgment Day were also by her side. This new incarnation of the Judgment Day is simply JD Madonna. It's the Raquel and Roxanne, and of course the women's world champion, Liv Morgan. She put over Vaquer, giving her a good fight, but she also praised herself as the most talented woman in WWE. Then next thing you know, Sol Ruka from NXT came out and said Morgan has been an inspiration to her. Morgan thanked her, but also told her to get the hell out of her ring. Then Adam Pearce came out, brought a ref to make a singles match official. They got started after the break. Ruka took control right out the gate. This match was okay. You could tell that, like I said, Ruka kind of was trying to figure out things, and trying to get her way. There were some highlights, but it was still kind of some nerves on her part. Ruka did hit a soul snatcher and a dive over the top rope that woke the crowd up and got a holy shit chant going. Unfortunately for her, Zarya showed up and attacked her former friend while the ref was occupied. The attack took too much out of Ruka, and Morgan was able to capitalize with her finisher for the win. So the women's champion keeps her heat, and you keep the feud going between Ruka and Zarya that will be displayed on NXT, I'm sure, tomorrow night. So like I said, they were still figuring things out. Ruka kind of is going to find herself, I think, in that tweener spot where she'll do a little bit of NXT, do a little bit of main roster work. However, like I said, what did you guys think of this moment for Ruka, her first debut on Raw, and not first debut on Raw, but her opportunity here on Raw? You could tell that they're inching towards her probably sometime here soon being full-time main roster when she finishes up with Zarya. What did you guys think of this start, Big Daddy C?
They needed an influx of talent, man.
Yep.
Because shit was starting to get stale, at least on Monday Night Raw, and so yeah, they needed. It was about time for some call ups from NXT, So I wouldn't be surprised if we get more than just Sol Ruka, but it's a start, and so I know they're not too. I know they're taking their time with it because she's still not done with Zarya, but this is a good starting point. So we'll see how everything plays out over the coming next few weeks.
What do you think, Teddy Long?
Zarya be pissing me off.
Explain, sir. And speak into the microphone so we can hear you a little bit better.
Zarya be pissing me off.
Yeah, your headset ain't connected, big dog.
It should be. Hold on.
You coming through your speaker, not.
How about now?
Now you can hear it. Yeah, okay, it's better.
Zarya be pissing me off.
Okay, explain.
All right. I'm tired of her braids. I'm tired of her makeup. And I'm tired of her always fucking up Sol Ruka matches just because she a fucking hater and she can't get the job done. Okay. But
you know what's crazy? She's really beautiful without those braids.
I know. I know.
Makeup. Like she actually is. Really
I know.
Beautiful. Like she look crazy.
Yeah, her on-screen character is crazy.
Yeah.
It looked like my man's off Star Wars that had the I can't think of his name. But anyways, I like Sol Ruka in the ring, and once she actually gets her nerves out the way, like she's a 5-star match participant any given night with the right people. So even though like she had a really good match, I'm really curious to see her and Roxanne get down though. That's what I want to see her go against. Like that's what I want to see cook. But I'm curious to see who the other ones is going to be because, like we always said, SmackDown got the loaded roster. They got everybody. They got a 3-hour show, so it's like you gotta. I don't want to step into other segments, but like the not even the call ups, but the bringbacks and familiar faces that we haven't seen in a while being able to come back and bringing some freshness to it made it better,
Absolutely. We lost Bird.
Yeah, I'm back.
He's trying to figure his thing. I don't know what's going on with him. I think his stuff died. All right. What did you think of this segment, Birdman?
So we're still talking about the Liv Morgan and
So Ruka's our segment.
I want to first go off with what the fuck was that music video? Liv Morgan's music video. Like
that's the worst song. Like her song is dumpster juice, and I'm just sitting here like, why did they approve this? They should just kept our old music. That shit
The
Try to
hit.
sad,
make her star,
the
man.
sad thing about it is because it's Death Rebel slop. It's like that's like I put it like this. It's like
It's
the
what is expected.
I guess, and it's one of those things where it's just like it's marginally a little better, but that's like being the nicest person in prison. Like there's little to no value in a sense, and I can at least say that well we know who it is the first couple rips because I think a huge problem, and this is especially so prevalent in like the Royal Rumble when you hear like the first 5 6 seconds, you're like, okay, who is this person? Who is this person? So at least you kind of it's distinctive, but that's pretty much the only thing I can say about it. I think it was a good showing or so, and it's about time that as soon as she has her run up in NXT, like who's really going to need women is the SmackDown because that roster is just depleted as all hell.
Everybody,
So, what would you say, Mike?
I said everybody getting pregnant.
Oh yeah, everybody, you get pregnant, you get pregnant. Yeah, and I think that was another thing with especially, and I know we're gonna do when you guys do the proper Mania review about how I figured Bianca was going to play into the Jade and Rhea finish. I thought, and that kind of just put those plans in kaput. So that said, you're gonna need those NXT women sooner rather than later. So it's going to be, a good step of science to come within the next weeks and months as we deep dive into Liv's reign.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. All right, next up, we get the video montage of Brock Lesnar possibly retiring. Then Logan Paul, Austin Theory, and Paul Heyman came out and they cut their promo. Heyman said he had a whole speech prepared, but he is still reeling from what happened to Lesnar and Mania. He handed the mic to Paul, which got a loud boos from the Vegas crowd who hates Logan Paul. Social media star said he hates the outsiders who come into WWE, which he was purposely ironic, hilarious. Heyman brought out Braun Breaker for his first Raw appearance since his tricep injury. He called Seth Rollins weak and bragged about ruining his match with Gunther. Next thing you know, Seth Rollins shows up with a steel chair, but the trio got the better of him until the save was made by the Street Profits. They made a surprise appearance to even the odds. Looks like the Profits are going to end up being on Raw. Um, and like I said, this was okay. This was an okay segment. It was great to see the Profits back on television. Look like Montez just
Yeah,
dropped baby weight already. Like I said, you'll get a really good 6-man tag out of this at Backlash. And like I said, and then from there, the Profits will move to try to take those World Tag Team titles off of division, which I don't hate that either, especially like I said, since nobody wants the New Day to have those fucking titles anymore.
Hey,
Um,
I do.
no, the fuck you don't.
I do. How
No,
the
you
fuck
don't.
you gonna tell me? How the
No,
fuck are you
because
gonna tell
no,
me?
no, no.
How the fuck?
Like,
How the
no,
fuck
no,
are
because
you
you
going
love
to
wrestling
fucking
too
tell
much
me?
to be telling me that you want to
Hey,
watch the boring ass New Day win those titles with Grayson Waller
hey,
again.
hey! No, 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 no! Not that New Day. I'm talking Kofi and Xavier Woods New Day. We're not talking or including anything. He's not even a part of the New Day. He just hang out with them. Okay, Grayson Waller is not the New Day. So don't ever disrespect him like that ever the fuck
He's
again.
the fuck. They call him Big G. He's part of the fucking New Day.
No, do they announce him as the New Day when they introduce him? No,
Yes, yes.
he ain't the New Day, and that's not who I'm talking about. But watch your mouth.
Keep going.
Remember that big homie that they tried to add to New Day when Big E was out, and
Odyssey
then
Jones,
Oh
yep,
yeah, and then he got in trouble beating his girl.
fucking
Yeah.
women did that to my man's, and it was a false accusation. It was crazy.
Mm,
But WWE don't like to
tell you
play them
what, say
games.
excommunicated based on the was it? Did it end up being true or was it an
It
actual
was
false
false.
Odyssey?
Nah, that shit
No,
was
not
It
false.
for
wasn't true.
Odyssey. I'm talking about Mike's boy.
well, Moose.
Nah,
I,
Mr. Three Eyes from NXT.
Oh, snap! You talking about
Velveteen,
the Velveteen Dream? Oh man, that was my man, boy. Velveteen Dream. Velveteen Dream.
You know what's that?
Hey, Velveteen Dream got did dirty, bro. He was cold.
Yeah,
bro.
You know what's sad?
He could have been, bro. I can't hold you. He was nice in the ring.
What?
You know what's sad?
Cold in the ring. He was Trick Williams before Trick Williams.
If the allegations never came to be, chances are he would have been in one of those main events this weekend. At this point in his career, you talk about probably one of the biggest what ifs, at least in recent memory, of what could have been. And that motherfucker, like,
did he ever win the NXT title or no?
No,
he never did.
Adam Cole.
Yeah, he kept losing to Adam Cole. Yep.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But they was putting on fucking 5-star matches, bro.
Yeah, they were. Yeah.
5-star match.
Even in his last match on NXT was a fucking 5-star match, bro.
Yeah.
What could have been?
Will never be repeated, boy. Never.
So I want to hop in on my thoughts on this segment.
Hey, please, somebody talk. For the love of God.
I want to. Yeah. So with the we'll start with the package with Brock the Pisser lover. Sorry, Justice for Janelle Grant. What can I say? But I don't know. Do you guys think that this is it for him? Is this not going to be where?
Nah, I see SummerSlam being it for him.
And I don't. And this is the thing where people were talking about. Well, Minnesota, it's his hometown, and I think the thing is, he lives in South Dakota. He said
he live in Saskatchewan, up in Canada.
I thought it's either one of the or, but I don't know if he still claims Minnesota.
No, he still claims Minnesota.
No, he don't claim Minnesota, but he lives in Saskatchewan out in fucking middle of nowhere.
Shout out to 50 Tyson.
Wrestle match out there.
Yeah.
And now again, you still have the Gunther favor. How that's going to play in the coming weeks and months. Whether you gold Heyman into bringing Brock back for one more match, who knows?
Mm-hmm.
But when you have that symbolism of Brock, taking the shoes and and how that looked. And I gotta hold on that because I think with the infusion of Unreal, I can't tell what's real and what's not real. So who knows? Maybe that was his actual. I'm done. But
who was the last person to take off his gear and put it in the ring, and we thought he was gonna retire? Not AJ.
Well, that motherfucker did retire.
Undertaker.
Oh, John Cena. He took his shoes off. It was done.
I mean, like, I'm
AJ.
AJ put his shit in the ring,
including the entrance.
He put his shit in the ring.
Put everything in the fucking ring, bro. He had everything.
Well, that's yeah. Well, if you recall, again, when the documentary, the Undertaker documentary, that was going to be his last match, and then he saw the replay a couple of weeks later, and then he was like, "Well, I can't go out like that." So, whether you believe him or not, I tend not to believe him, but I give him whatever the fuck he said. But with the Heyman and the Vision, it's like you've heard this, million times, and Seth Rollins. I really can't give a shit. I'm glad to see the Street Profits back. I guess they were doing NXT house shows for like several months being banished.
Well, that's because somebody was making babies.
Yeah. God damn it. First it was Jimmy fucking up Naomi's reign, and now God damn it, Montez.
Hey, two of the best women's world champions out due to being pregnant.
Well, technically, unless we just talking about black women, but technically Seth and Becky. We talking about like women in the like at the top of the game getting pregnant and having
Yeah, we don't mention Becky Lynch on this show. Anyways, next up we got Finn Balor defeating. We got Finn Balor was looking to knock off another member of the Judgment Day, so it looks like this feud is continuing. He is going up. He went up against JD McDonough. Now these two were former tag team champions together, world tag team champions together, just earlier this year. McDonough was taped up after being a part of that brutal ladder match, but he was still the aggressor right away. Balor gained the upper hand as they fought through the crowd. This felt like a very personal fight immediately. I really liked the vibe, how it was like brother against brother immediately in this one. It was a physical fight, but like I said, Balor scored a clean win with the coup de grace, and then his celebration was cut short because none other than Dom Mysterio showed
Dirty
up
asshole.
once again. This time to beat down Finn Balor, and that is what ended that segment. So, what are you guys' thoughts about that?
I thought it was solid. I thought they was actually gonna have a longer match, to be honest with you, just based on the history that those two have and how they hyped up the match. I thought they was gonna have a longer match. Basically teacher versus student in a way.
You was really hyped for this match in the group chat.
Yeah, I thought just based on the history, I thought that this is what we were gonna get. And JD, I know we give JD McGunness some shit based on have big ass dome and shit. Yeah. But hey, he talented as fucking ring, bro. He can go with the best of them. Like if you give him the opportunity to actually have like a legit 5-star match, I think he can definitely hang with some of the best. But yeah, I was kind of disappointed. It didn't last as long as I thought it was going to be. But I think ultimately the main feud is Dom versus Finn. So I think they got another round or two coming. And so I don't know if they're gonna actually have Dom put the AAA championship on the line or have Finn go to the AAA and have a match there. I don't know. I wouldn't mind seeing that, to be honest with you. But I think something's got to be on the line. At some point, they just had these two going at it. You already had a street fight. So what's next? Keep us intrigued with this feud. So those are my thoughts.
What'd you think, Teddy? Bro, this nigga real life fell asleep, bro.
No, I ain't fall asleep. I'm thinking.
Bro, this nigga.
No, I'm thinking. I ain't sleep. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
I ain't sleep. No, I'm sitting here thinking like.
Bro, that weed knocked him out. You ain't fooling me.
Hey, nigga, if you shut the fuck up, I can tell you what I was thinking. Damn.
Okay. What were you thinking?
Like, honestly, no, because in my thoughts, it's like I wish that they would have let Finn play more mind games with JD before like actually getting him in a one-on-one match. Like catch him backstage. Fuck with the Judgment Day in a way where that like it just doesn't seem like a vague I got my lick back. Because then when he's done with JD and them, like what's gonna be next for Finn? Because with Roman in this title right now, it don't seem like that bitch going anywhere no time soon.
That shit's
for anybody.
Yeah.
For nobody.
It's gonna be a rough wait for a minute. What did you think, man?
I think that you guys all hit it on the nail with the personal element with JD and Finn Balor. Love the action again. JD can go, all things considered, with the big head and whatnot, and his position on the card, for lack of a better purpose. They're still going to be continuing this feud with Dom, and I guess it makes sense what the story is. They were members of Judgment Day for 4 years. You can believe that. Almost 4 years. So I guess there's a lot of history to kind of, and the thing is, they kind of slow burned this story for so long, the decision for so long, that when it finally happened, it's just kind of, this really felt anticlimactic. And it didn't help that the match on Sunday. They just announced out of the blue it was going to be a street fight, and really kind of just the overarching theme of like all the matches being shortened for ads,
Yeah.
and the match was, didn't never really got in that second gear, even with a street fight. It just basically became a basic WWE plunder match. So hopefully with Backlash, they'll be more able to kind of flesh out the story going in, and then with the match being what it needs to be and what it should be. So hopefully I got some hope that things will pick up in the coming weeks.
And
Absolutely.
to your point about the commercial shit, the ads and all that,
Oh,
it's one thing to do. It's one thing to do this shit for Monday Night Raw or SmackDown.
Correct.
To have usually it's for the jobbers and shit, the people that they don't really fuck with like that. But for a PLE or pay per view, whatever you want to call it, why are we having
I still call it
ads
pay-per-view.
during the entrance? Why? Why are we? And for a ladder match, and mainly the ladder match, they had for what, 3 people, three superstars. They had ads going on around that time for their entrances. Like, this ain't no damn battle royal. Like, I can see y'all did battle royal and y'all go to commercial. Everybody coming out there like the Andre the Giant battle royal. And
You have jobber entrances in WrestleMania.
all
Who
the
would ever?
princesses come there. Don't nobody got a special entrance or anything. I get like, come on, man. Like WrestleMania, everybody dreams of having that like perfect WrestleMania entrance that we won't see on the main roster. Something that they put a lot of time and planning and effort to. Everybody got their own special like WrestleMania entrance. And you go on a commercial and we can't even see that shit unless you're actually there in person. Like, come on, man. Like, what we doing? Like TKO? Like y'all gotta stop that shit, man. Like, come on. When we was on the network, we ain't have to worry about that shit. We was on Peacock, we didn't have to worry about that shit. We go ESPN.
The word is on the street, which I am beginning less and less to believe in anything that comes from the IWC. But the word on the street is that ESPN feels like they're not getting their money's worth in this deal with WWE, so they chalked the matches full of commercial breaks to try to make some revenue money back from this $1 billion deal that they made with WWE.
You know what? You know what this is? This is why you don't do deals with the devil. And the devil in this case is the fucking mouse. All right? The mouse is not always good for anything. All right? So this is why a lot of people don't fuck with Disney, because of shit like this. They watered down damn near everything that they touch. All right? And we dealing with it with Marvel to an extent, but now we got to deal with this shit with WWE, and it's pissing me off. And TKO decided to get money hungry, and it's like, oh yeah, we go ESPN, we got all the NFL, NBA, they tuning in, blah blah blah. No, come on, man. Like, it was we didn't have to worry about this shit. Now we got to worry about it, and on top of that, expensive ticket prices. Like, come on, man.
Well, there's a couple of things that I want to unpack. Number one, we are on the internet talking about wrestling, so we are all part of the IWC.
Yeah.
Number one. Number two, that's not. I want to be a hidden mic. Number two, I think it's a smorgasbord of, yes, ESPN, whether those reports are accurate or not, but since TKO bought WWE and with the merger and Endeavor, and we have seen just the initiative of everything that has happened, whether it's the overabundance on celebrities, whether it's the ads. I mean, you look at that. Look at the ring. Looks like fucking Pete Davidson's body. All of these ads, and all of these, like the thing they think that the ad they got marketing on the damn tables, Slim Jim tables, And to the point about having jobbers interest in Wrestle fucking Mania, like I had to go on Twitter to see Dragon Lee's interest, and he had really cool gear. And imagine this is something that he was, brainstorming in his head for all this time, and he's had this elaborate setup, and nobody can see that unless you're in the arena. And it just kind of just really is like a microcosm of like WWE her day in a nutshell, and this the kind of just direction that things have taken. And I don't know if you guys were aware of the leaked audio that came out earlier today with Mark Shapiro, and he was pretty much talking about where fans, disapproval of some of the decisions that happened with the build up to WrestleMania. And he said that, well, we feel that things are a success with the celebrities, with the marketing, and he said that he's willing to have those new. If it means that they're going to have new eyeballs on the product, I don't know who those eyeballs are. And he said we may be alienating some old ones, but it's a risk that we're willing to take. And that's what we think. That's what they think about us. That's what they think about us.
For sure. For sure. Thank you for breaking that down. All right. So the final segment of the night saw Roman Reigns come out to celebrate winning the world title alongside his cousins, the Usos. The OTC says he has missed having the trust of the Usos and doing business with them. He told them they are stronger together than they are apart, which they always have been. He recalled how they ran WWE for 4 years together and asked if they would be by his side again, not as underlings, but as equals. Usos seemed to be on board,
I'm
but
sorry. I'm
that
sorry. I'm sorry,
is
Mike.
when Jacob Fatu showed up. He was not there to acknowledge the champion. He was not there to join the bloodline. He was there to challenge them. He said he wanted to upgrade his life at Backlash, but Reigns questioned if he's ready to carry the title yet. He said he would see his little cousin next week and made his exit. Love this setup here for what is to come for these guys, which is literally a match at Backlash. With eventually, I think another match coming after that, where in that next match, Jacob Fatu will have to join these guys in the bloodline and basically self-serve Roman Reigns and do his bidding for him as a part of the bloodline. And he will be successful while he's a part of it, but he eventually will turn on the bloodline, costing them also. Big Daddy Steve, what are your thoughts on this segment and the close out of Monday Night Raw?
Oh man, I was locked in. I was shocked as hell. I was not expecting to see Jacob tonight. Like,
right.
I thought if anything, he was gonna go after Cody or try to get into the mix for that championship on SmackDown. But yeah, I was not expecting him to show up tonight on Raw, man. And I was like, oh man, we getting Roman versus Jacob. I'm like,
right.
off rip.
Yeah.
I know they had a little teaser like when Roman initially came back, after losing to Cody, and he had the feud with Solo and all them. I know that like they teased the whole Roman versus Jacob. Wait, they did have a match, right?
Roman and Jacob?
They did have a singles match, right? At it wasn't for no championship, obviously, but like it was probably.
I don't think so though.
No, they've only fought in the bloodline versus the Solo's bloodline.
They did a tag team match, him and Cody versus
Jacob.
Versus
Jacob and Solo. That's what it was. Okay, yeah, that's what it was. Yeah. So
but they've been teasing. They've been teasing Jacob and Roman since Jacob first came in.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. So now we
family.
We about to get the match. So I don't think Jacob's gonna win. I think
absolutely not.
He's not.
Absolutely not. First time he gonna lose and Roman gonna big cousin him. But then the second time Jacob gonna come back for it and he gonna be like, all right, you lose, you gotta acknowledge me.
Yeah. So I think it's gonna be different this time around than how it was for Jay when Jay was going after the championship.
Nope, it's Jay. He about to get the same exact treatment.
No, I'm saying though, initially, yeah, the first time, yeah, he going to he going to fall in line, but eventually, when he
it's really
comes
setting
back
him up to be
around
a
to
world
go after
champion.
it, yeah, when he comes back around to go after it, then I think they might put the title on. If Braun or Oba hasn't gotten to him first.
All right.
So it's a lot into this that I think we in for some good ass feuds this year, y'all. Like
Some
I
cinema
think
this summer for sure.
Yeah, I think we in for some good ass feuds this year, and we still got Seth. Oh, what? You think Seth ain't gonna want to come out to Roman for the championship?
Seth definitely gonna come after him for that title.
Now. Hey,
because Seth never lost the title. Remember?
Yeah, he never lost it. Yeah, he had to relinquish. So I know he going after Roman at some point. And we gonna get they hate each other. I think they hate each other more so than CM Punk hates either of those two.
Well, Seth Rollins gonna have a feud with Brian Breaker all the way until SummerSlam. So
yeah, but once that's over, yeah, he Roman he going after Roman for sure.
What'd you think, Bert, to close out this segment?
Well, I just knew that Roman, you was probably going to see Roman like 2 times maximum before SummerSlam. So it looks like he's going to be there for a while. And you know what? With him beating Punk, I was like, as long as you were not going to have an absentee champion, because the reason the World Heavyweight title was in this current iteration was created was to address the fact that he was never on the fucking show to begin with. So it's good that they're going to have him on the shows because it's going to make we're talking now with excitement. Oh man, what about Jacob? What about Seth? What I think they're going to do, I don't know if you guys talked about it at the beginning of the show. The money is Oba.
Yeah.
Oba, Roman, SummerSlam, you strapped the rocket. I think after the events of last night, you strapped the rocket on him like the same manner that they strapped the rocket on Brock in 2002. I think that's when you pulled the trigger. I'm not even waiting for next year. I mean, you can understand that with maybe one, but if you talk about all the guys right now, who is when we talk about the future, the Jacob Fatu's, the Braun Breakers, the Obas, even if you want to put in Javon Evans, it's still Green, but of all of those guys, who is ready right now? Who do the fans say, oh, that's that motherfucker? It's Oba Femi. You do the same blueprint that you did with Brock Lesnar 2002. You have him run through the King of the Ring. Maybe that's him in the final with, I don't know, maybe Gunther.
Hey, and that's my bad.
Oh, no, you good.
No, I'm saying that's the joy about all of this. With Brock supposedly retiring, like the oldest guys we really got on, like that's like the top of the food chain on Monday Night Raw are in their mid 40s at best in Roman and Seth.
Yeah.
And they can hang, like they a different type of 40 than the previous era 40. So
don't forget about the 51-year-old man, Rey Mysterio.
Yeah. But for the most part, a lot of the other top guys you got Braun Breaker, you got Gunther, you got Oba now, like you got Javon Evans, all these guys like on Monday Night Raw. And hell, even now we got Ethan Page. You got a lot of these guys are young, like a lot of younger guys that can really not only be well on the mic, but they good as fuck in the ring. So like, they got a lot of shit they can work with going into the summer.
Coincidentally enough, I think you have to thank MJF for that. for him mentioning just how old everybody was in WWE, at least all the top guys, and how old they are.
Yeah.
I think WWE pays attention to a lot more of what AEW does and what AEW has to say than they want to give credit to. Because I mean, literally, like I said, I mean, you see the changes they're making. A lot of them is based off the critiques of their competition, even though they say they aren't the competition.
Hey, Hey, you think they told Roman as like, look, we gonna put the strap back on you, but we need your ass to show up a little bit more often.
Yeah, probably so. Probably so. I
And
mean, like I
probably
said, at least
The
for the
Street Fighter
summer.
done. Street Fighter is done. So he ain't got shit else to film.
That's
So
why he said you gonna see me all summer long.
yeah.
Right.
And don't ever let anybody tell you that they are not those two companies are not competition because again they draw from the same talent pool.
Yep.
Yep.
Whoever becomes a free agent from one company most likely might be courted by the other company. So
Mm-hmm.
like when
Right.
they
Well,
say, "Oh,
TNA
there's
did.
not," we look if anybody who went to WWE World over the weekend and they showed all of the NFL title belts, who was the only one missing? Jacksonville
Jacksonville.
Jaguars.
According to
And
Teddy
who
Long,
else?
Jacksonville Jaguars. So
So like yeah, anybody said that to just tell them to shut the fuck up. Now
yeah.
I think with all of the promise that we saw tonight, the key is always going to be, and then Mario said Oba, you damn right.
Yeah.
The key is going to be the booking. It's got
Mm-hmm.
to be the booking because we can talk about for all this shit if we're a couple of weeks, a month from now, when we're talking about oh well shit because we already know how dry SmackDown has been. We just had the one of the feuds of all time with my the Bloodline and the Wyatt Six that went for 6 months. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of afraid that with Solo, they're not doing anything now. They might just interfere in the the Roman and
Right.
Jacob
He
match
always interjecting himself.
because you don't I don't know if they want to have Jacob lose clean because again they still want have ideas for him and obviously Roman ain't dropping that title anytime soon.
And
So it was there.
ain't dropping
Well,
shit.
it's like yeah. So I'm looking at. I'm like I said, I'm looking at cautious, optimistic
Mm.
for the next couple of weeks
Now
as we get
let
into
me
the next
ask you
week.
let me ask y'all this. Do you think that when this feud begins, do you think that they treat Jacob like they did Kevin Owens, or do they treat him like Jey Uso?
Mm.
Jey Uso. They treat him like he's family. He is family to them, and
Yeah,
he's a
Because
good
like
weapon.
family.
'cause people tend to forget what that motherfucker did to Kevin Owens for like a good ass 2 months. Like he was
Yeah.
kicking this motherfucker's ass every week, bro, week in, week out. Like
That's what made the Sammy betrayal so rough for KO, and that's why he shunned him for a couple of weeks.
yeah, like so I'm
But
hoping they do not do that to Jacob. I'm like Jacob that
Mm-hmm.
came too far as a singles
yeah,
competitor to like start getting like mollywopped week in, week out.
yeah,
No, he can't
no,
get
they
No,
they
getting
I
belly
think
up at all.
they gonna protect him more than that. They like I said, there's money in Jacob Fatu, and they know that. So I
Yeah,
full on expect them to protect him more than that. I do think that they will give him the Jey Uso treatment, where basically Roman will force him submission wise into being a part of his bloodline, and you know what I'm saying, and telling him, look, I can show you the way how to get everything that you want. Look at what I did for Jay. Look at what I did for Jimmy, and like I said, you could be a part of this too, even solo. So
Facts.
that's what you'll see happen. But listen, we
yeah.
got a jet. We are over on time. I appreciate you guys so much for tuning in to another episode of Raw Dog Monday Night from Big Daddy C, Teddy Lemon Pepper Step Along, as well as our guest host for this episode, that man Birdman. Appreciate you so much for tuning in, brother. Everybody, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe, and leave a comment below, as well as a 5-star review if you're watching this on Spotify and or Apple. Until next time, keep those book and pencils sharp and